Best affordable islands to live on in 2026 are becoming a top trend for retirees, digital nomads, and anyone searching for cheap island living with a tropical lifestyle. In this video, we explore the best budget-friendly islands to retire abroad, affordable tropical destinations, and low-cost island countries with modern comforts. If you are looking for the best islands for retirement, affordable beach living, or inexpensive places to move overseas, these stunning locations may surprise you. Famous islands such as Majorca, Hawaii, the Virgin Islands, the Bahamas, and Malta are beautiful, but their high cost of living is driven by tourism, expensive imports, shipping costs, limited resources, and taxes. Fortunately, there are more affordable island alternatives that still offer crystal-clear beaches, fresh seafood, safe communities, and a slower, relaxing lifestyle. These islands also provide reliable health care, modern infrastructure, and convenient amenities. So, if island living has always been your dream, here are the best affordable islands to live or retire on in 2026. Supporting us is very easy. Hit the subscribe and like button. Your support means a lot to us and motivates us to provide you with the best content. Now, let's begin. Number 12. Crete, Croatia. Set in the Adriatic Sea, the Croatian island of Crete is known for its abundance of paradise beaches and bays. The location of Crete Island at the northernmost part of the Adriatic makes it the first and closest island for all visitors who come from continental Europe in search of the Mediterranean atmosphere. But even with the high tourist traffic, it is the least populated and less explored of all the islands listed in this video. The island is connected to the mainland via an extensive bridge, making it one of the most accessible islands in Croatia. Its main town features a fortified section with walls along its entire length. Inside the walls, there are stone-cobbled streets with shops, coffee bars, souvenir and jewelry stores, restaurants, and galleries. The cost of living on this island is similar to mainland Croatia. A single person can easily reside in any of its localities for just under $1,600 per month. Another advantage is that real estate prices on this island are somewhat affordable, and foreign nationals are allowed to buy property here. Many retirees purchase property here, whether it is a luxury villa, a spacious or cozy house, an apartment, or perhaps a building plot. Number 11. Fiji. A South Pacific paradise, Fiji is an archipelago composed of over 330 islands, of which approximately 110 are permanently inhabited. It boasts everything from coral reefs and white sand beaches to verdant rainforests and waterfalls. The two largest and most populated islands are Viti Levu and Vanua Levu, which house roughly 87% of the total population. Either of the two islands is ideal for year-round living, but for retirees requiring regular medical checkups, the best option is the island of Viti Levu, as it is the more developed one. Fiji's international airport is also located on Viti Levu, so if you are someone who would take frequent trips back home, you should also base yourself on Viti Levu. Most people move to Fiji to escape the rat race for a more laid-back lifestyle or to retire. Living expenses here are rising mainly due to recent hikes in petroleum prices. But still, it is not as expensive as counterparts like the infamous Tahiti and Bora Bora. On average, a single person can live comfortably on a monthly budget of around $1,600 to $1,800. Number 10. The Dominican Republic. Set on the eastern side of the island of Hispaniola, which it shares with Haiti, the Dominican Republic is home to more than 11 million people. Unlike some of the others listed in this video, it is not a tranquil and small island. Instead, it is a fast-moving country with modern cities, international airports, highways, shopping districts, hospitals, and an economy that has quietly become one of the strongest in the Caribbean region. For decades now, retirees, remote workers, investors, and expats from the United States, Canada, Europe, and Latin America have steadily arrived here in search of a simpler and warmer life, drawn not only by the weather, but by the feeling that life itself moves differently on this island. A single person can reside here comfortably on $1,500 per month, while couples living lavishly may spend anywhere from $2,000 to $3,500 monthly. Of course, costs rise noticeably in the country's more polished and internationally known areas, such as Punta Cana and Las Terrenas. Another thing to keep in mind when choosing a place to live here is safety, as some areas struggle with crime, infrastructure gaps, and economic inequality. Number 9. Phuket, Thailand. Phuket is Thailand's largest island, nestled in the Andaman Sea with nearly 600,000 people, including 120,000 international residents. It has that rare quality of being both instantly familiar and endlessly alive. A place where a newcomer can settle in quickly and find everything they need with ease, yet still feel they are living somewhere distinctly tropical and exciting. But keep in mind, this is not the island for someone chasing silence or the soft privacy of an untouched retreat. Phuket belongs to the energetic, the sociable, and the party-loving crowd. The island receives an enormous number of international visitors each year, and that global traffic gives it a momentum few other islands can match. Due to the high level of tourism, prices in Phuket change seasonally. During the peak months, when the island is flooded with tourists, rents climb, restaurants become busier, transport gets more expensive, and even simple comforts can cost more. During the off-season, however, these prices decrease dramatically. Nevertheless, for someone wanting to live modestly, Phuket does offer some quieter areas where rent, groceries, and utility costs remain stable throughout the year. Number 8. Mauritius. An Indian Ocean island east of Madagascar, with a population of roughly 1.27 million, Mauritius is ideal for long-term stays. Even qualified working expats can reside here permanently, thanks to a variety of job openings in the fields of hospitality, finance, IT, healthcare, and fashion. As a matter of fact, almost 37% of its residents are of international descent, with most being working expats and retirees. Due to the high rate of international presence and English being the official language, settling in and integrating into local society is easy here. It is not the cheapest island retreat to live on, but it is often viewed as a more practical one. Daily life feels polished without being overly frantic, and the country's coastal towns tend to be the more desirable and therefore more expensive areas. On average, a monthly budget of $1,500 to $1,800 is more than enough to live comfortably in its capital city of Port Louis. Number 7. Penang, Malaysia. Another island in Southeast Asia, Penang is very much the opposite of Phuket. It is calmer, more residential, and far more measured in its rhythm of life. In general, it has a long-standing reputation as one of the region's most livable places for foreigners. Recent reports describe it as a growing retirement destination. Many people from the United States, the United Kingdom, and Australia have settled here under Malaysia's My Second Home retiree program. Monthly expenses have risen in recent years, especially if you choose to live in its urban center of Georgetown. But as a whole, it is still relatively affordable, with a monthly budget for a single individual covering rent, groceries, entertainment, and health care ranging between $1,500 and $2,000. The island also has the kind of infrastructure that makes long-term living feel easy. An international airport, public bus services, a strong healthcare system, and an English-friendly environment help newcomers settle in quickly. Number 6. Crete, Greece. Out of all the Greek islands, Crete is the most affordable and one of the best suited for year-round living. It is large enough to feel complete, with hospitals, shops, mini-malls, airports, and all the ordinary services that make life comfortable. The smart move on Crete is to stay away from the busiest tourist hubs because those are the places where prices are highest. Towns like Rethymno tend to be far more sensible, where a furnished one-bedroom apartment may cost around $600 to $800 a month, and a full monthly budget often lands somewhere near $1,500 to $2,000, depending on your habits. Go a little farther from the coast, cut back on constant dining out, keep entertainment modest, and the island becomes even more affordable. Furthermore, there are international communities here. English is widely spoken, and daily life is easy for foreigners, though a basic grasp of Greek still helps far more than many newcomers expect. Number 5. Sardinia, Italy. The largest island by landmass in this video, Sardinia sits between mainland Italy and North Africa. It is famous not only for its striking beaches and clear blue waters, but also for its blue zone status, which means it is one of those rare places where people can live to exceptional ages, including over 100 years old. For decades, researchers have studied the island's mountain villages and coastal towns, with many believing that Sardinia's Mediterranean diet, slower pace of life, daily walking habits, fresh local food, and low-stress lifestyle contribute to the remarkable health and longevity of its people. Unsurprisingly, this reputation has made it very appealing to retirees searching not merely for beauty, but for quality of life itself. Across its smaller towns, quiet coastal villages, and even in the areas around Cagliari, you will find a steady presence of older residents, foreign retirees, and international communities drawn here not for spectacle, but for the quality of ordinary life. When it comes to the cost of living, it varies greatly throughout the island. For example, there are enclaves where multimillionaires reside, and then there are small towns and villages. In its capital, Cagliari, a comfortable monthly budget for a single person generally falls somewhere around $1,700 to $2,500, while a retired couple can often live well on about $2,800 to $4,000. Number 4. Dominica. Dominica sits in the Lesser Antilles, and it is one of the region's smaller, quieter islands, with English as the official language and a population of roughly 75,000. It is also one of the Caribbean's less overbuilt places. Recent reports place its annual visitor numbers at around 200,000, which is typically far below the mass tourism islands. Due to the lower rate of tourism in the region, Dominica is often viewed as one of the cheapest islands in the Lesser Antilles, especially if you are not chasing a polished resort lifestyle. A monthly budget of about $1,500 to $1,800 can be enough for a modest life, depending on where you stay and how much you rely on transport and restaurants. The only downside is that infrastructure is not as robust as on larger or wealthier islands, and life becomes more fragile once you leave the city center. Number 3. Sri Lanka. A small island nation just off the southeastern coast of India, Sri Lanka has a population of about 20 million people. But despite the large population, it does not feel cramped or congested. The country is also very diverse in terms of its terrain. On one side, you get the cool hill country and misty mountain slopes, while on another, you have rainforests, safari regions, and dry zone parks. Then, as the landscape changes once again, the coast opens up into beaches and surf towns. Living costs are very low here. Most locals usually live on just $600 per month. But for expats wanting the best of everything, a budget of $1,500 is sufficient. As for safety, Sri Lanka is generally livable for foreigners, but it is not a place to completely let your guard down. Current travel advice summaries point to low violent crime overall. Yet opportunistic theft, tourist scams, and credit card fraud do occur. Most of these incidents happen in specific areas and tourist hotspots. Number 2. Palawan, Philippines. The island of Palawan is often praised for its breathtaking natural landscapes, including pristine beaches, crystal clear waters, and lush jungles. While it may not be as prominent as other Southeast Asian islands, Palawan still maintains a small yet close-knit international community. Healthcare and other modern-day services are readily available in its key urban centers, providing retirees with essential medical support. Getting to this island is also very convenient, as it is equipped with an international airport that hosts direct flights from many countries in Southeast Asia. One common downside of Palawan is that it can sometimes feel relatively slow-paced, and it is certainly not for those seeking an active nightlife scene. A recent survey estimated Palawan's monthly living cost at around $950 per person, though that figure is best understood as a lean baseline rather than a luxury budget. And finally, at the number 1 spot, the island of Zanzibar, Tanzania. Off the coast of Tanzania, Zanzibar has earned a reputation as one of the world's more affordable island destinations, offering year-round warmth, white sand beaches, and a calm pace of life. What makes it especially interesting is that Zanzibar is no longer just a holiday postcard. It is slowly becoming a livable international destination in its own right. Living here can be inexpensive enough that some internationals choose to stay year-round in resort-style residences rather than renting ordinary apartments. Monthly packages in serviced condominium complexes and resort communities often begin around $1,300 to $2,000, sometimes including security, maintenance, internet, pools, housekeeping, and direct beach access. On the flip side, Zanzibar is still part of East Africa, and the infrastructure can occasionally remind you of that. Power outages do happen from time to time, particularly outside the more developed areas, though most quality accommodations and foreigner-oriented residences operate with backup generators. Additionally, the local government has launched a new initiative called Silicon Zanzibar, which is aimed at attracting foreign talent and investors. Thanks for watching. If you found this video informative, be sure to leave a like. If not, then leave a dislike. And do not forget to subscribe for more amazing content.